The basic principles of the 1999 National Plumbing Code of the Philippines is an update of the tenets established in the Plumbing Law of the Philippines, approved on 18 June 1955, as amended on 28 November 1959. The basic goal of the 1999 National Plumbing Code of the Philippines is to ensure the unqualified observance of the latest provisions of the plumbing and environmental laws. The principle number 1 states that any premises intended for human habitation should be supplied with a pure and safe water. It should not be subject to hazards from backflowing or backseepage. Principle number 2, to enable the plumbing fixtures and devices to function well, it should have sufficient volume and pressure needed. The residential water pressure tends to range between 45 to 80 psi, pounds per square inch. Anything below 40 psi is considered low. Principle number 3. Plumbing shall be designed and adjusted to use the minimum quantity of water consistent with proper performance and cleaning. Principle number 4. Devices for heating and storing water shall be so designed and installed as to prevent dangers from explosions through overheating. Principle number 5 states that the building has fixtures installed on it. The sewer system should be connected to the public sewer if there is any. Principle number 6. So if you have private sewage disposal system, you should have at least one water closet. Water closet is a room having both toilet and other fixtures, and at least one kitchen type sink. It should have a lavatory and bathtub for sanitation and personal hygiene. Principle number 7. Using a good plumbing fixtures and materials will help to maintain the integrity of the system and to protect the convenience and safety. Principle number 8. The drainage system shall be designed, constructed, and maintained to safeguard against fouling, deposit of solids, clogging, and with adequate clean-outs, so arranged that the pipes may be readily cleaned. Principle number 9. All materials that will be used in plumbing system should be durable and should be approved by the National Master Plumbers Association of the Philippines. It should be NPCP approved to ensure the quality of the plumbing materials. Principle number 10. Each fixture directly connected to the drainage system shall be equipped with a water-sealed trap. Principle number 11. The drainage piping system shall be designed to provide adequate circulation of air, free from siphonage, aspiration, or forcing of trap seals under ordinary use. Principle number 12. Ano nga ba ang plumbing vent? It is also known as vent stack. Nakakatulong ito para ma-regulate ang air pressure sa isang plumbing system. Kung sa pag-remove ng waste, meron tayong drain pipe. Kapag tanggal naman ng gas at odors, meron tayong vent pipe. Nakakatulong din ito para mas maging smooth yung flow ng drain pipe, kaya kailangan na extended ito sa water. Kailangan na extended ito sa outer air. Sa principle number 13, mga test, ang binanggit ko na test, pwedeng hydrostatic testing, also called leak testing and pressure testing. We have also the underwater bubble test, bubble soak paint, pressure and vacuum decay, and tracer gas detectors. So these are some of the tests to effectively disclose all the leaks in the workmanship. So principle number 14, the substances that will or may cause clog to your pipes and should not be allowed to enter the buildings is the food and substances that do not break down, such as fibrous food, eggshells, and non-food items, along with grease and oil. This will build up in your pipes and create a clog over time. The tree roots are widely recognized as the number one cause of blockage and clogs in sewer mains. So sa principle number 15, kailangan na separate or connected pero indirectly yung fixtures, devices, and appliances sa building drainage system para maiwasan yung contamination. Sa principle number 16, nabanggit dito yung water closet. So, water closet refers to the room na may toilet at ibang plumbing fixtures. It should be placed in well-lighted and well-ventilated to avoid becoming a foul nuisance. Sa section number 17 naman, kapag wala daw sewer system, it is suitable na gumawa or mag-build ng sewage treatment disposal such as septic tank. Sa principle number 19 naman, there is a need for the maintenance of the plumbing system. So, kailangan ng maintenance. So, this should be done by the master plumber or the registered master plumbers. Sa principle number 20, kailangan yung mga plumbing fixtures ay dapat properly spaced para in case na gamitin or may emergencies, accessible ito. Sa principle number 21, nasabi dito na plumbing should be installed by master or the registered master plumbers since they have the knowledge sa mga dapat gawin at sa mga dapat iwasan, like yung mga prevention ng pagkasira ng mga walls. Dapat sila yung gumawa ng plumbing works kasi napag-aralan nila yan.
Principle number 22. Sewage or other waste from plumbing system which may be deleterious to surface or subsurface waters shall not be discharged into the ground or into any waterway unless first rendered innocuous through subjection to some acceptable form of treatment. Chapter 1 of the National Plumbing Code of the Philippines, Administration. Section 1 of Chapter 1. This code provides that the services registered licensed master plumber shall be enlisted in accordance with the plumbing law of the Philippines. Plumbing law, which is the RA 1378.
Section 100, it talks about the importance of the permit. So it is unlawful for any person to do plumbing works when he or she doesn't secure or doesn't have any permit from the office of the building official.
Section 101. To whom permits may be issued. No permit shall be issued to any person, firm, or corporation to do or cause to be done any installation of plumbing work regulated by this code, except to registered and licensed master plumber holding a valid, unexpired, and unrevoked certificate of registration as required by the Republic Act No. 1378 as amended.
In Section 101, the permit should be issued to the registered master plumber and should have valid certification as required by the Republic Act 1378 or the Plumbing Law.
Section 102. Application for permit. It shall be done by the registered master plumber to the Office of Building. The document that should be included to the application: first, description of plumbing work. Second, describe the land upon which the proposed plumbing work is to be done. So describe the land, which means it should be stated the address and the documents that cover the ownership of the area. Indicate the use of occupancy, meaning it should be described whether it is residential, commercial, or industrial nature. It should be accompanied by plans, drawings, diagrams, and computations. Give such other data and information as required by the administrative authority. Be signed by owner or permittee, who is required to submit evidence to indicate such authority, and be signed and sealed by the registered and licensed master plumber. 102.2 Plans and Specification. All plumbing plans, drawings, diagrams, design, analysis, computations as required, technical specifications, bills of materials, and other required documents for all types of occupancy shall be prepared, signed, sealed by registered and licensed master plumber without limitations. Pursuant to Republic Act 1378 as amended, and shall be submitted in 6 sets of the aforementioned requirements with each application for a permit. 102.3 Information of plans and specifications. Shall be drawn to scale on tracing paper or cloth, and shall be sufficient clarity to indicate the locations, nature, and extent of the work proposed, showing in detail conformance with the provisions of this code, relevant laws, ordinances, rules, and regulations. The technical specifications submitted shall be comply with the provision of existing standards of the National Building Code in this code. Section 103 Permit Issuance. The application plans, technical specifications, and other required documents filled by any application for a permit shall be reviewed by the administrative authority. Other concerned departments which verify compliance with other applicable laws may be reviewed such plans. If the administrative authority finds that the work described in an application for permit and the plans, specifications, and other documents filled therewith conform to the requirements of the plumbing code and other pertinent laws and ordinances, and upon payment of the fees specified in Section 105, a permit shall then be issued to the applicant. Retention of plans. One set of approved plans, specifications, computations, and real data and related data shall be retained by the administrative authority. Two sets of approved plans, specifications, and data shall be returned to the application, and one set of which shall be kept at the job site at all times while the work is in progress. 103.3. The validity of permit. The issuance of a permit or approval of plans and specifications shall not be construed as a permit to violate any provision of this plumbing code or any other applicable ordinances. The issuance of a permit based on submitted plans, specifications, or other documents shall not be prevent the administrative authority from thereafter requiring the correction of errors on said plans, specification, and other documents, and from stopping and ongoing plumbing installations violative of this code or of other permitted ordinances of this jurisdiction. 103.4. Expiration. A plumbing permit issued under the provision of this code shall expire and become null and void if the plumbing work authorized therein is not commenced within 1 year from the date of such permit, or if the plumbing work so authorized is suspended or abandoned at any time after having been commenced for a period of 120 days. In case of renewal for a plumbing permit, a fee equivalent to 1/2 the amount of the original fee shall be paid. The suspension or revocation. The administrative authority may in writing suspend or revoke a permit issued under the provisions of this code, whether issued in error or the basis incorrect information supplied or in violation of pertinent ordinances, rules, and regulations. Section 104. The application for existing plumbing system. Additions, alterations, or repairs may be made to any existing plumbing system, provided the addition, alternation, or repair work conform the requirements for a new plumbing system. Additions, alterations, or repairs shall not render existing systems unsafe, unsanitary, or overloaded. Changes in building occupancy. Plumbing systems which are part of any building or structure undergoing a change in use or occupancy as defined in the National Building Code shall comply with all requirements in this code applicable to the change, use, or occupancy. Maintenance. All plumbing systems, materials, and appurtenances, both existing and new, and all parts thereof shall be maintained in proper operating conditions. All devices or safeguards required by this code shall be maintained in conformance with the existing code edition at the time the plumbing system was installed. The owner of his designated agent shall be responsible for the maintenance of plumbing systems. To determine compliance with this subsection, the administrative authority may cause the inspection of any plumbing system. 104.4. Move buildings. Plumbing systems which are part of buildings or structures in one place and moved in another jurisdiction shall comply with the provision of this code for new installation. Section 105. The inspections. 105.1. The general. All plumbing systems for which permits are required by this code shall be inspected by the administrative authority. No portion of any plumbing system shall be concealed until inspected and approved. The administrative authority or his representative shall not be liable for expenses incurred in the removal and replacement of materials required to warrant proper inspection. When the installation of plumbing system is complete, an additional and final inspection shall be made. Plumbing system regulated by this code shall not be connected to the water and energy fuel supplies nor to the sewer system until authorized by the administrative authority and other agencies concerned. All administrative plumbing personnel, plumbing inspector, shall be registered and licensed master plumber in accordance with the provision of Republic Act 137, otherwise known as Plumbing Law. Operation of plumbing equipment. The requirement of this section do not prohibit the operation or use of any plumbing accessory installed to replace existing equipment or fixtures serving an occupied portion of the building when a request for inspection of such equipment or fixtures has been filed with the administrative authority not more than 72 hours after such replacement work is completed and before any portion of such plumbing system is concealed by any permanent portion of the building. Testing of systems. All plumbing systems shall be tested and approved as required by this code or the administrative authority. Inspection request. It shall be duty of the person doing the plumbing work authorized by the permit to notify the administrative authority that such work is ready for inspection. The administrative authority requires that every request for inspection to be filed at least 3 working days before such inspection is intended. Such request shall be writing and jointly signed by the owner and the registered and licensed master plumber or contractor. It shall be the duty of the person requesting inspections required by this code to provide access to any means for proper inspections of such work as well as provide all the equipment, the tools, power and water required for the test. Other inspections. In addition to the inspections required by this code, the administrative authority may require other inspections of the plumbing work to comply with the other provisions of this code, other pertinent laws and ordinances enforced by the administrative authority. The inspections. A fee will be charged on the applicant for each inspection when a portion of the plumbing work for inspection is called for it's not completed. This provision shall not be interpreted as requiring re-inspection fees for the first time a job is rejected for failure to comply with the requirements of this code, but as deterrent on the practice of calling for inspections before the job is ready for inspections or re-inspection. Re-inspection fees shall be charged when the approved plans are not readily available to the inspector, for failure to provide access and failing from plans requiring the approval of the administrative authority. To obtain re-inspection, the applicant shall file an application on a form furnished for that purpose and pay the inspection fee. In instances where re-inspection fees have been assessed but pending payment of required fees, no re-inspection of the work will be performed. Section 106 of Chapter 1, Connection Approval. 106.1 The Permanent Connection. No person shall install connections to any water supply lines, sewer, or storm drain system as required by this code, and for which other applications and permits are also required for other agencies before approval by the administrative authority. Temporary connection. Administrative authority will endorse to other authorities or government agencies that issuance of temporary connections of the plumbing equipment to the water supply main, sewer main, power line, and gas main for the purpose of testing the equipment. Section 107 of the Chapter 1, Special Provisions. All licensed master plumbers registered in accordance with the provisions of Republic Act No. 1378 shall secure for themselves as a seal of the standard size and type as required. The same shall use in all plumbing applications for permits and all plumbing plans prepared by registered and licensed master plumber, as well as all documents required in the practice of their profession. The seal shall be round in shape and shall be inscribed with the following. First, registered and licensed master plumber at upper portion of the ground seal. Name of registered and licensed master plumber at the upper center. The registration number shall appear at the center below the name. And Philippines appearing at the lower portion of the round seal. Last section of the Chapter 1, Section 108, Plumbing fixtures required. Each building shall be provided with sanitary facilities in accordance with best practice for mobility of disabled persons as provided in the National Building Code of the Philippines or by other government department having jurisdiction. That's all. Thank you.